started, if you want to find out exactly how I removed over 150 collections from a client's credit report in 60 days, in addition to the other things they had on there, like, I don't know, a bankruptcy and a repossession and a charge-off, then you are gonna want to stick around and pay attention, because I'm gonna give you the steps. All right, so first thing you need to do is smash that like. Why? Because why wouldn't you? Second thing you need to do is subscribe if you haven't done so, because you don't want to miss videos like this, because there might be something that I say or show you how to do or prove that works that can change everything for you. All right, so how did this person even have 150 collections on their credit report to begin with? I guess that doesn't really matter, but they had a ton of surgeries, okay? And even when you have 100% coverage, sometimes they don't cover the gauze or whatever, okay? So that is how they ended up with 150 collections. And they originally started with over $3.5 million in medical debt, all right? That is a lot of medical debt. So if you've got like less than $10,000 on your credit report, you're good, all right? Now, I also posted down in the description, I remembered this time, I posted a ton of different resources for you, including the original short where I showed you the before and after reports from this client's credit sweep to show you, hey, this is where all the collections were, and then here's where they're not, okay? In addition to the bankruptcies that I removed. It's one bankruptcy reported on all three bureaus, okay? So, does a credit sweep work? Yes, it does, but it is a fight, okay? This is the same reason that attorneys actually go to school for so long, to not only learn the law, but learn how to implement it, all right? This is the same thing. I'm not saying I'm an attorney. I'm not saying that I went to school for hella long. All I'm saying is there's a process to this, and I literally argue with the credit bureaus for a living. So I know how this works. If you want to see if I can do it for you, hey, not a problem. We're live, so I'm going to give you a link right here, my740.com. Schedule a call with me. I'll see if I can help. But now, not only did we remove 150 collections from this client's credit report, in addition to the repossession, the charge-offs, and the bankruptcy, but I also increased their credit score 200 points. So they went from a 450 or so to a 650 by removing all of these negatives. They had 0 positives, and then building out their credit, and then obviously we worked on their score. They ended up with around a 752, but after that first phase, we were at about a 650 something, okay? So does this work? Yes, it does. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I've already proven that I did this, all right? Again, link is down in the description if you want to see the original, okay? So how did we do this? It wasn't easy, and it cost a lot of money. I'm talking about a crap load of money in postage, okay? Think about it. 150 collections. That's 150 different collectors. Okay, maybe there were like 5 of them that were the same, reporting multiple accounts, okay? So a little bit less than 150 different collectors that we had to dispute with on both rounds. That's a lot. In addition to the fact that you'll see over here, I also send copies of the complaints that I made against them, okay? And now we're also talking about having to dispute with the bureaus and a bunch of stuff. So anyways, long story short, cost a lot of money. Let's get to it. What was step number 1? Step number 1 was the validation of debt, okay? Now, I will let you know that I also removed this person's personal information. The process was a little bit different back then, but the premise is the same. First was personal information, then I went validation of debt directly to the collector, all right? So that is step number, technically, 1A, okay? Now, validation of debt, if you don't know how to do it, you don't know the 8-letter series, the link is also down in the description. You will find it on the collections playbook, all right? The link is down there. You're going to see sendme2.co/collections. If you also want to catch the collectors in a violation for failure to enter that required notice of dispute pursuant to FDCPA 8078, okay? So that is how I got the collections off. Now, it wasn't just that one step, all right? Now we also had to dispute with the credit bureaus, okay? So now we sent out a bazillion letters, validation of debt, directly to the collectors after doing personal information. Then we disputed with the bureaus using what I call the unknown method. I don't know what this is, okay? You literally need to send me something that proves the ownership, because this just showed up on my credit report. If you can't prove that this is my account, I am the one that literally owns this account, then you need to remove it from my credit report, because otherwise It is what? If you know the answer, smash that like. It's called hearsay, hearsay, hearsay. If you can't prove something, it is hearsay, okay? And guess what? That's not gonna hold up in court if you don't have something with a signature on it, or that proves that I went to the hospital on that date and got whatever type of whatever it is that you claim that I did for that service date, then honey, no, get it off my credit report, okay? So now we are attacking from two sides, but it's way more than just going after this like a twofold, okay? So what we also did was, now we're looking at violations. Now we have a violation because at that 31st day after those disputes went out, I pulled a new credit report. What am I looking for? If you know what I was looking for, smash that like. Hello, notice of dispute, right? On that 31st day after they received that mail, right, that letter, all those different letters, we look for the comment section notice of dispute, disputed by consumer, anything along those lines, all right? It wasn't there. Therefore, violation. 623 FCRA, like I already mentioned, and FDCPA 8078, all right? That is the wham bam thank you ma'am of this process, okay? And it didn't stop there. Now we sent out another round to them, in addition to the fact that we sent out another round to the credit bureaus. And with these letters also went what? Our complaints. Now we're able to make complaints because of this violation, because we have the proof, because we have the credit report, because we can prove that, hey, we sent this out on this date via regular mail and fax, and yes, fax transmission is admissible in court. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we have the proof that we did all this, that they received it, and that notice of dispute was not there. Now we have the violation. Now we can go to the CFPB. Now we can go to the BBB, the AG, the FTC for fraudulent reporting on the credit report. And guess what? It worked. All right, so now I go and pull the credit report on that next round, and everything's gone. What? Yes, everything was gone. But there were like 8 other steps included in this, okay? Now, I will also let you know that there was one additional round to remove the bankruptcy from one bureau. So that one took 90 days, all right? But all those 150 collections were gone, in addition to the $1 million in postage that it took to do that process, all right? So we did mail and fax. All of the copies of the complaints, the CFPB, the AG, the BBB, the FTC, and the bank complaints went over to the bureaus and to each and every collector. We're not talking about one stamp to send all that stuff. No, honey, no. We're talking about hella stamps, okay? Because that's like, what, 15 pages per letter? And there were like 150 of them in addition to the 3 letters to the credit bureaus, so yeah. And it wasn't even 3 letters to the credit bureaus. I didn't put 150 collections on there. I actually split it up into 4 letters, although when it comes to medical, you can put all of those accounts on there. But it was part of my process for that client, specifically to kind of chop it up, all right? Now, I did have my marker over here because I was going to write on the board, but I don't need to, all right? This is really, really simple. And sorry if I was talking that way and my mic didn't pick that up. All right, so the one other thing that you need to understand is that I prove every single thing that I do. When I go to the CFPB, I'm proving violations. I'm proving the paper trail. I'm proving that they got it. I'm proving that they didn't respond. I prove all those things. In addition to the fact that when I write the credit bureaus, I am proving their inaccuracies and their violations, right? Failure to enter the notice of dispute, failure to do this, failure to that. We are doing that via exhibits. This makes the dispute letter longer, right? So why are we doing this? Well, I mean, it's the same thing as I can tell you something, right? Or I can prove it to you by what? Taking a screenshot of whatever it is that you're saying that I didn't do. For example, I had a client today, and this is just, off the top of my head, off the cuff example here. All right, so this client said, hey, I don't know what's going on. I didn't get my copies of the disputes. I didn't get my analysis. I didn't get my analyzer, and I didn't get my client portal. I'm like, hey, not a problem. Let me show you that I did send it, and literally that it was opened by you, and I'm going to resend it. How did I do that? I used exhibits, right? I screenshot the actual portal sending it to him. I screenshot the fact that he opened it and read it, and I screenshot when I resent it to him, and then I actually texted it to him and uploaded all those screenshots, right? So those are exhibits. We are proving that they are inaccurate, they're in violation, they are whatever it is that we are saying to back up our argument, okay? So I do this virtually for every single client on every single round. Does that take a long time? Yeah, it does. But guess what? I choose every single client for my program, so obviously that means that I have the time to do it, and I'm offering a custom credit sweep, so this is how I get the results that I do, right? So, long story short, we were able to remove all these things because I became what I call a pain in the ass. It's the polyangle dispute tactic, right? Where you're coming at them from all sides. You are surrounding the enemy and you are not allowing them to escape, okay? I didn't listen to them when they said, oh, it's verified. No, dude, it's hearsay. It's not verified. You're in violation of federal law, but I know how to combat that, right? So that is how we did it. It worked. 150 collections gone. Like I said, it took 90 days to remove the bankruptcy from the third bureau. And that one did have a couple extra steps, but we're not going into that right now. We're talking about the 150 collections. And just so you know, the company reporting that repossession that I was able to remove in 60 days was credit acceptance. Now, why is that significant? It's significant because they are so difficult. Like, I cannot explicate to you how difficult it is to deal with that specific company. You know, there's easy ones to deal with, there's difficult ones to deal with, and then we have like the regular schmegular ones, okay? And just in case you were wondering who would be considered difficult, we're talking about Verizon, believe it or not, all right? We're talking about American Express. I mean, that one's pretty straightforward. You don't have to ask me why. And we're talking about companies like credit acceptance. All right, so that was it. This one's going to be short. We're less than 12 minutes, but if you wanted to see if I can do a credit sweep for you, then that is the link, my740.com. It's down in the description. Just the fact that I'm live and I can't throw up links and stuff like that, all right? But if you want to access that same method that I used to remove these 150 collections, again, down in the description. It's specifically the one that says sendme2.co/collections. That includes that validation of debt whole method, all right? If you want to understand how to do the credit sweep, you can also find the credit sweep secrets playbook. That's the one that's going to say sendme2.co/get my cheat sheet. All right. Those two are only like $39 each. I mean, I'm sure you got $39 laying around to change your life. All right. Now, in case you missed it, the other night we went over a bunch of tactics, like the mission tactic, the validation of debt, all these different things, the KO method, the proof of contract method. There's over 66 different dispute tactics for the bureau's creditors and collectors that I have recently introduced to you. And guess what? You can access those as well. Link is down in the description in the same place. It is sendme2.co/tactics. All right. So I think we're going to leave it there for right now. I have a lot of stuff coming for you this week, but you know what? This is not simple. It takes time, but I prove to you over and over and over again that this works when you do it the right way. If we had attacked these a different way, guess what? These probably would still be on there. They would probably literally still be on there, all right? So it's not a one and done type of deal. You're not sending out the same letter for everybody. It's not a one size fits all shot in the dark assembly line meat packing type of deal. No, you need to know what to dispute, how to dispute it, what to look for, and why you're doing it to begin with, which means that you need to know how an account should be reported. And we went over that again the other night, different things that you can look for specifically on your actual account that you can dispute for removal. Either an inaccuracy or violation. So you might want to travel back in time a couple of videos and check that one out. I think the title has something to do with inaccuracies and errors, like unbelievable something or other. It's that video, okay? So anyways, I hope you have a great evening. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And if you are in the Northeast, I hope you, we're warm today because we got snowed in, like a million inches of snow. Like I can't even open up my back door to my office here. It's literally like covered in snow, like up to here. No, I'm just kidding. It's like 3 feet. Anyways, enough rambling from me. Smash that like, subscribe if you haven't done so that you too can increase your credit scores and remove your negative items and move on with your life. But that's it for tonight. Bye.